Hey guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. So, this is what we have come to as a nation, right? The fact that you can have a potential candidate chosen to take on a bid for the Democratic side of the spectrum, and their way of harnessing in more votes is by, dare I say, jigging, dancing, and bringing controversial gospel singers on stage and hope to harness more minority votes, more African American votes. How much longer are we going to tolerate that? When I say how much longer, I mean more so as a collective when it comes to the African American community at this point. When, and I'm not really speaking for myself at this point because I'm more aware of what's going on, not only in terms of from a political scientist perspective, I'm more so aware of it from a conservative perspective. But I too was once on that side of Team Blue before I became more aware and did more research. And beyond the degree aspect, let's forget that the fact that I have a degree in political science too, but actually taking the time to delve deep and do your own personal research and realize that this is all a joke when it comes to this party, the Democrats, the Dixiecrats, however you want to coin it, however you want to name them. The fact that they've been playing us for decades. And sadly enough, a good majority of us still feel the need to support them. We still feel compelled to support them because they are truly for us, when in actuality, they never was truly for us. How can you say that, Jessica? And how can you support the Republican Party? How can you support the conservatives? They're racist. It's always been about the white people on that side. They never supported us. You're a sellout. Oh, really? For those of you who are not aware, and again, you don't even have to have a poli-sci degree like I do to know this. I'm going to key you in on something for those who do not know. The Conservative Party, not that it should be a determinant, it shouldn't be a determining factor for why you should consider to shift gears, but for those who are not aware, the red, aka Conservative Party, the Republicans, was actually truly started by African Americans. It was started by us. I know it's a bit of a shocking point to take on, but it is reality. It's very telling when certain individuals are asked why they support a certain group or a certain individual who happens to be on that side, as an example. I guess the same can be said even on the side of Republicans sometimes as well. People fail to realize research is so critical. You don't have to spend hours and hours on end to do it. Just do bit by bit. You'll be surprised what you uncover. And you'll be more informed and more at peace in regards to the information you've acquired, rather than just taking things for face value and really not having a solid reasoning behind why you are supporting it. Don't ever be that person that get caught up in a conversation and someone will ask you, like, well, why do you feel this way about this? Oh, because I seen so-and-so said that. That's not a solid argument. And even within self, as you're making that type of argument, you start to doubt yourself in terms of your own thoughts. Like, is this really even a plausible reason why I should support this group or this individual? And within yourself, it's not. It's not. They have shown us, and when I say they, I'm talking about the Democratic Party now at this point. They have shown us for decades, you guys, that they do not fuck with us as we would hope for. But just because of social conditioning, we feel compelled, we feel that need. Just because our aunt, oh God, I was gonna make up a name like maybe Aunt Edna as an example, or, you know, Aunt Ernestine, or whatever names you want to use, Sally, Sarah, whoever, you know, just because they have supported them for decades, we feel compelled to follow that notion as well. We're doing it without using our sound mind, and that is what's leading that party, not the party, but those who support that party, down a detrimental path like no other. It's truly time to take away that level of control from that party and truly hold the power within self. It's one thing to talk it, but it's another when you can actually apply it. I say all that to say, you guys, before you go into that booth for the upcoming election period, think twice. Do your research. Just do your research before you decide to go in that booth. And furthermore, you don't even have to do that much research. Let's just say the past 4 terms, okay? How has that turned out for us so far? Think about the previous period prior to Biden getting into position as president. Do more of what I call a comparative analysis, okay? Assess this scenario and think about the positives that came from it and the not so great positives that came from the entire time frame. If you have to go old school, do a T-chart, I guess. You know, think about the positives of when we were dealing with Biden so far, what has transpired and how that might have affected you and your household in a good way. And think about the negatives. Same can be said about Trump. Think about the positives and the negatives during the time while he was still in office. And let that be your guiding tool when it comes to this upcoming election. I already know where I stand on it. But, like I said, this is going to be a very interesting upcoming election period. I would pray for the day that more people, especially those who are following Team Blue, will start to become more aware of what's been going on. And stop taking things for face value and assuming that this is the be all end all, because it's not. It's time for people to start taking more control of their own scenario. Don't put all your trust, your faith into these candidates. And same could be said about Team Red as well. But to do so, take time to do your own little research. And again, you don't even have to really do just that. Just sit back and reflect over the past 2 terms. Look at both sides. Which side had more of a positive impact on you and your household compared to the other? It's a no-brainer, in my opinion. I think some people are starting to become more aware of it, which is a beautiful thing to witness. But I feel like as a collective, and now I'm talking about the entire nation of all backgrounds at this point. I feel like as a collective, we are starting to become more aware and we're taking the blinders off, if you will. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. I just think that in some way we still have some work to do. But in order to get there, we have to understand that certain individuals are going to choose to not be as transparent as they need to be because they are trying to self-preserve what they already have going on in terms of their roles, their positions. But that's where we need to be vigilant and we need to be more aware of how to weed out the bad ones, if you will. And that is all for this quick video. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Leave your comments in the comment section below, or continue to message me on the other platforms, or continue to email as well. One thing I do want to point out, you guys, that regardless of which side you closely align with when it comes to this election, Go with your gut. Choose whichever candidate suits you best, just based on your own scenario. Each individual scenario is different. If you should decide to align with Team Blue, that's on you. But if you decide to align with Team Red, and then that's on you as well. And it's not a bad thing. I've already made up my decision a long time ago, and I still stand on that 100%. I'll just hope others would take time out to do more research before it fastly approaches here and it's time to go ahead and get into the booth for the election period. I also want to say welcome to the newcomers. I am seeing a lot of you guys trickle in on all my pages, and I definitely want you to know that I do see you and appreciate you. Consultations are still open. Currently, I have Friday booked like crazy, so I won't be able to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to be taking that day off just so I can get to those appointments. So I'm actually not going to be in the office here either. But I do want you to know that I do have some spots available on Saturday, so if that should work better for you, just follow the link in my bio area. Also, if you have any issues with scheduling an appointment online, you can either message me directly through the messaging systems on my platforms, or you can just send me an email. I do get them pretty quick, so you'll more than likely get my response in real time. For those of you who are not aware, I'm actually in the field house when it pertains to keynote speaking as well as motivational speaking. So let's say you are a part of an organization and you would like for me to come out and partake in that experience with y'all. By all means, have someone within your organization to reach out to me, where we can think over the appropriate details and get that set up accordingly. As always, I'm definitely sending you guys off with love and light, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed.